So this is the application of 7.1, 7.2, exponential growth and decay. And in this video, there will be quite a number of formulas that you will need to write down, commit to memory, and understand what their uses are. In this particular word problem, please make sure that you write down the whole thing. I've sold a whole bunch of DVD players, and the sales increase at a rate of 147% per year. How many were sold in 2002? This is an increase in sales. We could also talk about a decrease in the price of a car, depreciation. Antiques would appreciate, cars depreciate. So we would use the formula for growth and decay, which is y equals a times 1 plus r to the t. Okay, where y is my final amount, a is my initial amount, r is the rate, and t is time. So in here, the sales increase at a rate of 147 per year. How many were sold in 2002? So let's identify our variables. I'm looking for y. It's my unknown. I know that my initial amount is 0.42 million. I know that my rate is 1.47, changing it to a decimal, and my t is 97 to 2002. 5 years. I'm going to plug everything into the formula, so y equals a, 1 plus r to the t, and I will get 38.613 million DVDs were sold in 2002, sorry. Remember, we are going to be answering word problems in complete sentences. Okay, so again, new car costs $25,000, value of the car decreases by 15. So we're trying to find the value after 4 years. So my initial cost, 1 minus the rate to the t. So at the end of 4 years, my car will now be valued at of the car after depreciating 4 years. So another application that is exponential growth or decay is money. If I deposit money into an account with interest, it's obviously going to grow exponentially because it grows and then it grows again by that percentage. Or if I put money into an investment and the investment drops, it's going to decay. So the formula we use here is the compound interest formula. This is another one that you'll need to commit to memory, and that formula is A, which is my final amount, equals the principal, 1 plus the rate over n to the n times t, which is time. The one thing that is different here is n. N stands for the number of times it's compounded per year. Whoops. Okay, so in this particular instance, we have, I want to know what my final amount would be after depositing a principal amount of that, 1 plus, remember I'm putting this into a decimal, my percent into a decimal now. This is monthly, okay, so how many months are there in a year? 12, so I would have 12 as my n, to the, again, n, times how long this is going to happen for 2 years. So that makes sense. It's going to compound 24 times in 2 years. If I put this in my calculator, you see a picture to the right. that your final amount would be $212.35. I highly suggest you use your alpha y equals button to get fractions so that you don't have to worry about PEMDAS and fractions and all that. Just put a fraction in your calculator. The last formula that you'll need to know for this particular video, there still is one more formula coming in a couple days, is the half-life formula. And I know you've been talking about half-life in chem, so you probably already know this formula, but we're talking about the half-life of, in this particular one, arsenic 74, which is a chemical that's used to locate brain tumors. Half-life formula is either A equals A sub 0 times half to the T over H. You could also do 0 times 2 to the negative T over H. And I'm going to give you until the end of this to figure out why these two are equivalent. Can you erase that? Why are these two equivalent? Okay, so now we need to define what these are. A is my final amount. A sub 0 is my initial amount. T obviously is time. H is going to be the half-life. So in this, it has a half-life of 17.5 days. 90 milligrams is my initial sample. Okay, and remember, therefore we have, there's our units. And T is 6 days, and I'm trying to find A. So now I just plug in my formula. A equals my initial amount times 1/2 to the T over H. And again, I'm going to put that in my calculator using alpha y equals 1 to get my answer. The half-life of arsenic 74 after 6 days would be 70.963 milligrams of arsenic 74 is left after 6 days. And this is the end of the application part.